Is this going to be another one Metroid zone, or are we going to have more to deal with here? Kind of wish there was original music in this game that felt awesome, but most of the background tunes that I've come to like around here are just ones remixes of what were in various other games in the series. Or at least that's what it feels like to me. Maybe there are some original tunes for this version of Samus Returns mixed in with the stuff that came from various other games, but I haven't noticed them. Granted, aside from Rimstar Depths and Ridley's theme, there aren't too many songs from Zero Mission that really jumped out at me. And I don't recall anything from AM2R that really got me all that interested either. And using a tune from Metroid Prime for the lava areas in this game is certainly reasonable enough, since it's a pretty good tune in itself, but for the most part, I don't tend to pay attention to the background music in this game at all. Okay, so we can't go upwards just yet, but at least we can go to the left. Not sure why that door looks so different to some of the other charge doors we've opened. Maybe it's just the lighting. Ah, so we're finally having the big conclusive confrontation with the big robot. Certainly took long enough considering just how long ago it was introduced to us in this game. And since this is a one-off enemy, I very much doubt I'm going to be fast-forwarding through much of this fight, if at all. Okay, so this is an enemy that fights on a 3D plane when we're limited to 2D. That's going to be very disorienting, and unlike so many other enemies in this game, we can't strike back at the damn thing for the full fight. Only when it moves vulnerable parts into the right spots can we damage it in return. This is a very different style of boss from the various Metroids we've dealt with so far in the game, which really makes this an especially exciting boss fight. Now, if only we had more boss fights in this remake that had nothing to do with the original. Just more new stuff here. Yeah, definitely not a surprise that we got taken down in a hurry for our first attempt against it. Again, there are no other boss fights like it in this game as far as I remember. Taking it down is itself a puzzle. It's actually kind of funny that I prefer the puzzle of taking on a boss like this over the various mazes we've had to go through in order to make progress all over the damn planet. Well, at least for this first stage, if you know what you're doing, it's easy enough to avoid damage. We'll see just how long that remains the case. Okay, that could be annoying, or it could just be a way for us to regain health in the middle of the fight, really. Definitely appreciated, considering just how much damage this robot can manage to do to us in a single touch. And now we have to spider ball onto those drills in order to strike at the next vulnerable point. Right, so the first one was easy enough. Doubt the second time is going to be quite so simple. Really? Shooting lasers at us while we're blasting those purple balls? And now it's trying to suck us in. Again, at least it's easy enough to avoid. Right, of course they added more lasers. Why wouldn't it want more beams in order to deal with the very difficult woman to kill anyway? I know I keep saying this, but I really would appreciate it if the bosses we fight around here had health bars. I want some idea of just how much more abuse this thing can take before we get to the next stage of the fight. Dear God, that laser doesn't give you much time to aim, does it? Still, we healed faster than we were getting hurt. I may not be doing this second attempt perfectly, but I think we're coming out ahead so far. Or at least it feels that way. And another bout of trying to avoid the laser while gaining more health. With yet another bit of us avoiding getting sucked into the machine. I very much doubt that would end well for us. Come on, bring the other drill over so we can spider ball and bomb it. You know you want to. Right, there we go. Okay, so apparently it's gonna be a bit more annoying to make the climb this time. Understandable, but still kind of annoying, especially considering the amount of damage we just took as I failed to get up there. Right, now that we've healed after that failed attempt, we just need to wear down the robot again for another try at the left arm. Good thing I'm in no particular hurry here. Should I have just used missiles to take the thing down faster? And now for another suck. Ah, so we can actually hurt the bastard when he's trying to suck us up. Bit tricky to pull off, but hey, I'll take what I can to try to finish this fight considering how long it's gone on at this point in this clip. And once again, we're back at full health. Right. Guess it was only a matter of time before I ended up sucked into this thing considering how much it's been doing that attack. And holy shit, that attack does quite a bit of damage. Oh, you've gotta be kidding me. Well, at least we managed to get to it that time. Okay, that's yet another new one. Son of a bitch! I'm definitely not the guy who does well when there's precision jumping involved. Right. Well, that certainly didn't go according to plan. Not that I had much of a plan outside of do not die. Sorry, but it looks like I'm gonna have to do a good amount of fast forward in here. It won't be through the entire fight, but at least up to the point where we destroyed both arms. Well, maybe destroy isn't the right word for it, since those arms were what killed us in that second round there. Still, we did a significant amount of damage. Too bad it isn't the kind of damage that we could really measure with any kind of accuracy. Or at least not as accurately as we can track the damage the damn robot can do to us in return. Right, one arm down and one more to go. Then we can slow the footage down to see how the rest of this rather frantic puzzle is solved. As a side note, entirely embarrassed I only just thought of using the spider ball as we send bombs into the damn vacuum. That should have been one of my first thoughts. Well, we're certainly feeding it plenty of bombs this time, that's for sure. Not that we're given any idea of how much faster that's bringing the damn thing down. And with that, we're back to the stage of the fight where we got killed last time. Anyone else hoping this is the last time we have to deal with this thing? He's already managed to consume most of this clip at the very least. Right, so hooking the wall won't let us dodge that one. Still felt worth a try at any rate. And at least it's still letting us hit the damn thing, even if the whole fighting a 3D threat when we're stuck on a 2D plane is getting kind of annoying, since this thing has taken up most of the bloody clip at this point. Okay, so 2 out of the 3 things we're supposed to bomb on the center are done for. Oh, come on! Really hard to know when it's safe to move in front of those arms, considering the perspective here. Damn! Was really hoping I'd figure out the laser part of this stage well enough to avoid getting hurt at all. It's not like we're seeing any health drops in the 3rd round. And it's reeling again! Please tell me we're about to finish it! Yeah, that's the end of the robot. Took a lot of effort, but it certainly felt satisfying when he finished it. Well, there's the upgrade it grabbed right in front of us earlier on. Stay down! Kind of awesome that Samus did that final shot without even looking, but part of me can't help thinking that might be a little out of character for her. Not that she's really had all that many moments in this game or the other 2D Metroids we've gone through so far to really show much in the way of characterization. Most of her body language quirks were a thing from Metroid Prime, and I'm not planning on doing those games until we're done with the 2D Metroids. Right, Of course we're going to need our newly acquired super bomb in order to move on from here. Certainly causes a rather dramatic explosion, but then that's not much of a surprise. It is, after all, a super bomb. We don't need ammo, we need a way forward and some health. I wouldn't mind a save point as well. Wonder why I didn't see that hole in the ceiling earlier. Sorry, bats, but even electrifying yourselves isn't gonna help against the screw attack. Oh goody, bugs and those annoying plants. Okay, so the bugs aren't going to be an issue since we're being forced to use a super bomb again. Still, not a fan of the plants. Sure, we've got plenty of means to get by them with little trouble and damage, but still, they're a little annoying. Well, it's about time we got that block out of our way. Right, onwards to the elevator up. At least I assume we need to go up instead of down at the moment. After all, that's a path we just managed to open up, dear God. I feel way too burnt out considering how many things we have left to deal with at this point in the game. Sure, we are close to the end of the game in terms of how many Metroids we have to deal with at the moment. But again, that doesn't tell us just how much more work we're gonna have to do to finish draining that counter or what comes after. Well, at least the little EMP blast stopped affecting our suit once we got onto the elevator. I'm sure Samus has things she wants to read in her visor on the way up. And again, we have a hell of a lot of threats all over the place. Again, it's funny how they made the overall game more challenging, but removed the bits of atmosphere that gave the sense that the deeper into the planet you go, the closer the danger you are getting. Right, may as well see if we can get the upgrade near here. Bloody hell, all these things to kill and no sense yet of how many Metroids we have to chase down in this particular area. That upgrade was so easy to get compared to some of the others that it was another gimme. Now on to the next upgrade below us. I may not always be able to guess where destructible blocks are, but I've certainly learned well enough that I won't feel too out of it when we get to the other games that don't have the pulse scan. At some point, I hope we start getting some more super bombs. Hell, do regular enemies around here even drop that kind of ammo? Okay, so we've gone in a circle and we don't know how to get to the upgrade that's supposed to be below us. Ah, screw it. We need a save point more than anything else here. Ah, and there's our save point. This break is most definitely appreciated.